It's always hard to see a child when they are angry. It's hard to know what to do. And I think there are many parents who just hope it will just go away or somehow work itself out. But a person does actually need to learn how to calm themselves down when they're angry. It's a skill. And if you never learn the skill, then you end up feeling entitled to be angry. And that's a dangerous thing. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do to help your child calm down when they're angry. One time, one of my foster daughters got really frustrated with me. She was getting angry, and I said, "It seems like we're getting angry right now. We need to get calm so that we can talk about it." And she just got more angry. And she's like, "Why are you doing this to me? It's you that's making me angry." And I said, "I can tell that you want to talk about your anger. We need to talk about that, but we've got to get calm first. Then we can talk about it, because I have a rule that I won't ever talk about a person's anger or the problem and help them solve the problem until we're first at a place of calmness." So she was convinced that it was me that was making her angry. And then she said to me, "You know what? I just have to get angry. You can't stop me from getting angry. If I don't get angry, then I'll just explode." Which is funny because she was exploding actually at that time when she was talking to me. But she felt somehow that she had to, that she was entitled to get angry. That because she felt it, it had to come out. Well, she was new at our home, and she hadn't learned all of her skills for self-government yet and perfected them. One of the skills for self-government that she absolutely needed to learn was how to give herself a no answer about that anger that she felt like she was entitled to have. A person needs skills in order to conquer some of their own negative behavior. Anger is a troubling behavior. And you know what happens? The people that are really angry at first, instead of conquering it when they get older and more mature, they just pull the anger deeper inside. And then they become passive aggressive instead of full on aggressive. That's what people do if they don't know how to conquer their anger. They don't have the skills they need. So what skills do we need then? I already mentioned that we need to know how to give ourselves a no answer. To accept a no answer from a person, you need to look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, and then drop the subject. Well, what does that look like when you give yourself a no answer? What you do is you recognize, okay, I'm feeling something. There's that trigger that I've identified before, because hopefully we made a plan. If you're going to conquer anything about yourself, you have to make a plan first. So then you would say, there's that trigger that I recognize within myself. Now I'm going to stop myself from following that trigger, and I'm going to ask myself what skill I have that I could use right here. So if it's accepting a no answer, which is one of those 4 basic skills for self-government success, then that means I'm going to look at the situation, I'm going to keep a calm face, voice, and body, and I'm going to say, okay, this is a situation I can't change perhaps. And then I'm going to drop this subject, which means I'm not going to think about it anymore. If a person learns the 4 basic self-government skills, which are following instructions, accepting no answers, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately, then those people are more prepared to stop themselves from being angry. In fact, they don't even need to get angry in the first place. If they know those skills, why would they point any emotion at another person? If you can disagree appropriately with somebody, why do you need to be angry? There's no point then if you have another skill, right? So a key thing that you want to do to help your children stop having a habit of getting angry is pre-teach those 4 basic skills. And then also pre-teach what you will do when they choose not to utilize the 4 basic skills, how you'll correct the problems, and if they go completely out of control, what you'll do at that point as well. If a child has a problem going completely out of control and they are yelling and screaming and stuff like that, it's going to be wise for you to be sure you teach them exactly how you will help them get calm if that problem occurs. So let's talk about getting calm. If a person wants to get calm, they can calm down in 5 minutes. That's not very much. 5 minutes, if you think of it, if you want to get calm. So that's a good number to keep in mind when you're helping a person get calm, and tell them that too. Empower them by giving them that piece of information. There's 2 different ways that we help a person who's going out of control get calm with the teaching self-government parenting model. If the child is over the age of maybe 6 or 7, then we use something called the Rule of 3, which is a series of pre-teaches, instructions, and corrections that we do in a certain order that appeals to the logic of the child so that they can choose to have calmness and then be understood. But if they're younger than, say, age 5 or 6 or so, and they're maybe toddler age even, then we're going to have a calm down place. This is not the same as a timeout. This is a trigger spot where they get to go to choose to be calm. And this is all pre-taught ahead of time. The children know every word that will be said. They know where the calm down place is. They know that we go to the calm down place to get calm, but the second we are calm, then mom will come and praise us, and we get to get out of the calm down place and just talk about it. Now, when we use the calm down place, that's not a negative consequence. It's just a trigger spot. So after a person has calmed down and been praised for that, then they're corrected and they get the opportunity to earn a negative consequence. For a young child, that is usually an extra chore. Those are the 2 methods that we use, and both of them are methods that lead toward the child doing lots of self-assessment. So, pre-teach, these are the skills you need to get your way, including things like disagree appropriately. Second, teach them exactly what you will say when you're going to correct a problem so that everything is predictable. And teach them what you will say at the end as well, the praise and everything, so that they know how you'll handle it when they go completely out of control. So you've got to have those methods in place for solving that fully out of control behavior. And then third, it's a good idea to use motivators or positive things for the children as part of the planning time with the child. When you're discussing their behaviors that aren't calm and that they're not very comfortable with, make a plan for a short time, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, of some positive things that they can earn when they choose not to go out of control, but choose calmness instead. Some examples of those choices might be they could earn to have some special time with mom, they could play a game, they could earn a little treat, they could have some extra time doing an activity that they enjoy, or something like that. Positive motivators help a person stay the course with the plan that they have for conquering their difficult habit. Anger is a hard habit to conquer because it's wired so deeply inside our brains, in that oldest part of the brain that we have, that emotional center of the brain. And they've been using those emotional reactions since they were babies. So we have to create a new path, which requires skill development. If we teach our children the skills that they need, they'll find the calmness that even they are craving. I've shared with you a few tools for calmness, but I have even more, and you can have them for free. I have a calm parenting toolkit on my site that will provide even more tools for you so that you can conquer your own anger and find more calmness, and your children can too. If you go down to the description below this video, you'll see that there's a link there to the Calm Parenting Toolkit. Go ahead and take a look. It's free. It's for you.